we're live. Let me go ahead and make sure that we are up and running. That would be correct. That is what is going on. Okay, let me go ahead and adjust some of the volume here. Audio. All right, so webcam audio, we're actually gonna just keep it about right there. Let's see. We'll adjust the rest of the audio when the time comes. Awesome. Thank you for joining us tonight on Talking High Culture. Right now, it is just me solo doloing it. Thank you so much. Oh, hold on. You know what? Let me do that right there. Right now, it is just me solo doloing it. I got the green light to go ahead. We're going to jump right into it in just a second. So right now, a little bit of background. Logan is out recovering from his surgery. Glad that he's alive, right? Rick is working hard-working man, and also got to take care of the little bro, of course, right? So he's taking the night off, right? And then Chris is doing some work around the kitchen. That is where we normally set up, right? Around where we normally set up. So that is why they are all taking a break, but the show must go on, of course, right? So I am here pushing forward. We are just going to go ahead and stream as long as we can, right? We're going to get lit. I am already lit. I posted an Instagram reel that, now that I think about, I should have posted on YouTube as well, actually, first, since this is what we're doing, YouTube Live. Am I a little bit crooked? No. Do that. Right. Sweet. I have some water that had also some strawberry juice in there. I do like to dilute it. So let's go ahead and get started. We have an article from High Times. Avoid diet weed. John Hopkins expert says. More experts are weighing in on the rapidly growing market of hemp products amid the 2018 Farm Bill loophole, by Benjamin M. Davis. This was published yesterday. Oh, I got another viewer in here. Thank you so much for viewing, right? Let's see. Let's go ahead and just get right into it. The hemp-derived cannabinoid market is hotter than ever, but expert warns that people should educate themselves about the fundamental differences between Delta-8 THC and Delta-9 THC products. So this article right away is already referring to some of the products that you might find in smoke shops, right? Where they're marked, especially here in California, where they're saying, yeah, it's THC, it's weed, just don't worry, like it's THC, but it's like a Delta-8 THC. It's just slightly synthetic. And you got to be careful about purchasing these products out there in the smoke shops, along with also CBD products, because they might not all necessarily be naturally derived, right? So it says here that High Times previously reported that Delta-8 THC was first partially synthesized in 1941. Yet there's still a lot of controversy surrounding the ingredient due to the way that it's extracted and converted, right? So my understanding before we continue on with the article, right, is it's literally just a CBD molecule that has been altered to look like the THC molecules. Next up reports that John Hopkins School of Medicine professor and other experts want to educate people about the choices they should make with cannabis, right? Chemically, they're almost identical, but there is the one little difference in that chemical structure results in a different way that it interacts with your body, with your cannabinoid receptors, right? So this Delta 8 THC is missing that one little, that's the one difference between the 8 and the 9, that one little difference. It's missing that one receptor or that one chain, and it doesn't hook into those receptors properly, right? Explains Ryan Vandry, PhD, a professor at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, who specializes in the behavior pharmacology of cannabis. The majority of Delta 8 on the market is converted from CBD using a natural solvent and an acid as a catalyst, but people inside and out of cannabis industry cannot seem to agree whether Delta 8 should be defined as synthetic or natural. Okay, so right here, the majority of Delta 8 is converted from CBD, right? So that's what I was describing earlier, is that they take the CBD molecule and they somehow, or they adjust the molecule to function much more like THC does, but it is missing that one little extra chain, right? Uh, Vandry also and it does seem that people within the industry don't necessarily always agree whether it is synthetic or natural because it's derived from CBD, right? Vandry also had that Delta 9 THC is stronger, so why would consumers go Delta 8? Boom, right? Well, I think budget effectiveness because those products, and then also accessibility. This is the reason why cannabis needs to be legalized recreationally across the United States, like federally, so that way nobody's buying products like that. Because that's the reason why those products exist. Is the reason why those products exist is because there is a market for them, right? People are gonna buy them if it's easily accessible in a smoke shop that they could just walk in and buy, and the access to that, like in a dispensary, has to be such a acceptable at a federal level that they could do that, right? So this is the reason why people are going Delta 8. The reason people call Delta 8 THC diet weed is because the chemical difference is a little less potent at what it does at the receptor. See, it's funny here that they say that it's diet weed because I've always heard CBD specifically being referred to as diet weed, right? But I guess Delta 8 is like weed zero, right? It's like you could tell there's something a little bit off, like they pump it with stevia. The chemical difference is a little less potent at what it does. The receptors, you see, like it just doesn't quite hit like sugar does in regular Coke, right? But I don't know, Coke Zero is still pretty good. Maybe it's not necessarily the best analogy because I still drink a Coke Zero. Vandry said, adding that the Delta 8 is about half as effective at producing the same high as Delta 9, right? So you're going to a smoke shop and you're buying one of these Delta 8 carts off the shelf. What are they? I'm gonna assume maybe about $15, right? I mean, but we have Delta 9 cartridges that on like any given day can get you about $15 to $20 out the door. So like, yeah, there's no reason to buy Delta 8. Go into a dispensary, y'all, and then push for it to be federally legalized if you really want it to be that accessible. Um, let's see. Does Delta 8 THC get you as high, or is it a scam? A popular Reddit thread in r/weed asks. The consensus appears to confirm that it has fewer psychedelic effects compared to Delta 9 THC. Right? Let's see. Sales of hemp-derived cannabinoids like CBD outpace adult use cannabis and are comparable to craft beer industry, Whitney Economics found. There are no signs that the industry is going to slow down. So, because CBD is way more accessible, more people within the industry are willing to experiment with CBD based products and therefore augmenting CBD to conform it to a THC like effect is just cost effective, and they're like, yeah, let's go ahead and make money off of this product, if there's a market for it. um, Representatives from NORML have told High Times that Delta 8 is not a primary concern. but it's more about residual chemicals and other byproducts and gas station hemp products you should be worried about most. That's what I'm saying, right? It's just about the non-quality stuff that you should really be worried about, right? Dale Greiger of Cal Normal specifically warned about THCO, which he thinks is instead one of the more particularly problematic compounds with the potential for real industries. We'll figure out what THCO is in a second. Peter Greenspoon, MD, a primary care doctor at Mass General Hospital and an instructor at Harvard Medical School, supports medical cannabis but says state medical cannabis programs do a much better job at vetting ingredients than shops in selling Delta 8 products. Boom. Okay, so right here. Medical says state medical cannabis program. Oh, didn't mean to shake the camera. State medical cannabis programs do a much better job at vetting ingredients than shops selling Delta 8 products. So, like you would figure, we in the dispensary, us bud tenders, and then other types of medical distributions of cannabis and CBD like products, when people have someone there to explain things to them, it's very easy to go with like customer service value, education value. These are the reason why those methods are much more effective. But of course, there's people who are just going to still buy it off the street. My main concern is like the people who are fresh off of 18, fresh off of 21, who are going to the smoke shops anyways, buying their cigarettes and stuff. They might not necessarily know the difference and they might not necessarily care. So that's probably a problem. Greenspoon clarified that at the confusion caused by the federal government itself makes it hard to distinguish what's safe and what's not regarding hemp-derived cannabinoids, right? Yeah, we don't necessarily know because it's not federally legalized, so there's not a whole bunch of research that's available to take advantage of. In addition to lack of regulation, we have regulatory incoherence from different branches and levels of government. That's going to make it even harder to get any coherent regulation on things. They're basically saying everything's disenfranchised. Legal experts noted that the FDA had no intention of legalizing Delta 8 when the 2018 Farm Bill was passed, so time's ticking for hemp-derived cannabinoids industry, but sellers have it particularly everywhere. Yeah, hey, they're in smoke shops all the time everywhere, it's the Delta 8, HHC is one other one. Yeah, I forgot. I've seen a couple, but I know HHC and Delta 8 are the two ones that I see, especially in cart format, right? So Delta 8 is so close to Delta 9, it's probably relatively safe, Grinspoon said. But even if we figured out the Delta 8 is safe, the Delta 8 you're buying at your local smoke shop, we have no idea what's in it. Yeah, exactly, right? The 2018 Farm Bill paved the way for the Ninth Circuit Court to rule in certain low THC cannabis derivatives were exempt from the Controlled Substances Act. This left a loophole for hemp-derived products that produce a psychoactive effect, but the feds never intended to do so. The Food and Drug Administration, so the FDA, warned that Delta 8 and similar cannabinoid derivatives have psychoactive and intoxicating effects that may be dangerous to consumers, and urged Congress to act and set up regulations. These hemp-derived cannabinoids leave room for the potential of harmful contaminants. Let's see. So if we want to go ahead and get to the specifics of how Delta THC is made, right? Delta 8 THC is only found in the mixture. Let's try that again. Delta THC is only found in minute amounts in the wild. I keep saying Delta THC. Delta 8 THC is only found in minute amounts in the wild. Therefore, in order to get enough to infuse products, it must be converted from CBD. Roger Adams and a team of researchers at the University of Illinois were the first to report partial synthesis of Delta 8 in 1941. The publication and CEN described the process as refluxing CBD in an organic solvent such as toluene and heptane with P, I don't know what that word is, acid, and or another acid that serves as a catalyst. So they just chemically treat it, dude. Like really, there's no other way of putting it. They chemically treat CBD in order to turn it into delta 8, and you got to be careful what you put in your body when things are chemically treated, right? Uh, so I want to talk about what I am high on right now. So I posted an Instagram reel smoking some of this white onyx from Cream of the Crop, right? These guys right here, my coworker Abracadabra, she hooked me up with a nug and she wanted a review. So I'm gonna talk about how I felt smoking it just prior to hopping up on the stream. It was definitely not very like pungent right off the bat, and then I cleared out that whole bowl, probably about a whole gram at a time. And it was a couple of good milky hits. Go take a look at that Instagram reel, and then I'll post a short after. I'll post a short after this podcast, right? This stream. So I definitely got a little bit of a muskiness, and then a little bit more of a citrus, like a little bit lemony, but like not quite, like a little bit more of a limey actually, right? But White Onyx is a sativa dominant strain with a lineage of White Widow crossed with apple fritter. This strain has a woody, tart, citrus, and earthy flavor and aroma profile. I didn't quite get the earthy, but that other stuff I'd probably say a woody in the citrus. The top terpenes of limonene, caryophyllene, and myrcene, which is those respective. White Onyx will brighten your mood and boost your creative juices and provides steady energy. A perfect strain for a serene trek through the forest, right? Well, earlier while I was reading the article, it kind of got me a little bit too spaced out, right? But I think I'm back on track right now, right? The total THC on that batch that they have for this part on THC was 30%. I believe that's the same one that we had. It says that it's supposed to be energetic, talkative, creative. Well, good, because I freaking need it, right? Dry mouth, paranoid, dry eyes. God damn it, I do feel that. Stress, anxiety, and pain. Well, I don't feel any. Oh, helps with stress, anxiety, and pain. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm saying. I'm not feeling any of that. So, White Widow is a hybrid weed strain made from a genetic cross between a Brazilian sativa landrace and a resin heavy South Indian indica. So, a Brazilian sativa landrace, but then still heavy South Indian indica influences. See, like you can't even trust like really what anything is now. There's barely indica. So it's like, look, this strain is 60% sativa, 40% indica, right? At least according to this article, according to this publication. A powerful burst of euphoria and energy breaks through immediately, stimulating both conversation and creativity. White Widow is 15%. Okay, so I was going to THC percentages. We don't need to care about that. Yeah, woody, spicy, herbal, early. I wasn't getting spicy, but it is a little bit harsher on the throat. But that's probably just because I went ahead and took a whole bunch of bong rips. But yeah, thank you Abracadabra for supplying a little bit of that. I still have a little bit more. I think that was pretty good. Now normally it retails for about $50 before tax when it comes to buying it by the eighth, right? For most consumers, they definitely say it's probably worth that price, right? Uh, I also wanted to take a look at this brand right here, CBX. I'm really excited to um, explore. Let's see. All gas, no brakes. Are bud tenders there for customer service, or is it more medical information, the right strain, or cannabis product for the consumer? White Widow, a favorite old school strain. Um, Thank you for joining us. All gas, no brakes. I would say that, but good customer service is to have that medical information, right? and that medical information on the right strain or cannabis product, right, comes hand in hand, right? So like you can either know the you can either know the general principles and how cannabis functions, right? And you can suggest things based off of like how the plant is intended to function, or you can go ahead and dive deep into like these specific, this is the way that these strains were prepared or were intended to function. So in the more medical approach, right, you can use these specific effects because I do see both of it working, right? And it's just different avenues to find that same amount of information. So yes, I do think that customer service is that's what the bud tenders are there for, and that does come hand in hand with being able to have either a medical information approach or genealogical information approach or just like how the process goes, just some type of information that's able to provide any kind of substance. It shouldn't be standardized, absolutely, but it's not. We all have our way of doing things, and I think that's fine, until there is a point of like, hey, look, this is we just like pharmaceuticals. There's a specific process. There's a steps A 1 2 3 ABC, right? But until we get there, right, I think it's all encompassing like that. That's a really good question. White Widow, yes, a favorite old school strain. I love White Widow right now, especially because of how it's got me feeling. The apple fritter. So normally apple fritter is supposed to be a little bit on the hopsy side. I didn't quite get that right when I was smoking, but it's pretty good. I'm pretty lit right now. Whew. So CBX, yes. I wanted to talk about Cannabiotics, right? This Saturday they are hosting an event. I couldn't find any information online. They had a small little flyer, but I couldn't present the flyer all up here on the stream, right? Because it is technically private information. You have to RSVP. I'm really excited because they're hosting an event in Sacramento, right? Where it's a bud tender event, so people within the industry can go ahead and um, network a little bit, right? And that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited to go there and network. I'll be going with a coworker, and we're gonna just go ahead and see. We're really excited for swag, samples, and food, right? But I also want to get some eyes seen on the brand, especially now that we're moving closer towards, or moving in the YouTube direction, and then moving into other things. Uh, Thanks you for answering my questions. I feel sometimes bud tenders need more polish on their cannabis knowledge, and CBX always brings the heat, right? CBX does always bring the heat. They have a Mountain Sage right now that I'm really a big fan of, and then the GMO. I think GMO is one of the actual strains, but they might have a different name for it. A lot of people like the RPG, right? But yeah, I definitely think as well that we all need a little bit more polish, and it's an ever changing, it's an ever evolving industry, and we should always be able to adapt, right? The same way that cannabis is a thriving plant, we are thriving people, and then us as stoners are a thriving community, right? We're all going through some type of struggle. That's the reason why we're smoking to begin with, right? So it helps to help, right? And then that also comes hand in hand with having knowledge on how to help, right? And we all help in different ways, that comes into going back into like, hey, look, some people provide just knowledge on the strain, knowledge on the specifics of how products were made, knowledge on how cannabis is intended to work, uh, all these different things. And I believe my computer is taking off like a jet engine right now. That is probably being picked up. Oh, surprisingly not. At least I don't think so. Okay, cool. Right. If you would hear it over here, my computer is taking off. Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. My computer is taking off like a freaking jet. Uh, 12 gigabytes of RAM, my ass. Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about CBX again. So Sacramento, they have an event going on this Saturday, and I'm very excited to go out there. I'll be going out there with my t-shirts on, right? with the talking high culture. Right now I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing Gundam. Shout out to anime, but I definitely want to have more eyes on the brand out there, and I think dealing or being able to interact with other brand ambassadors, um, and just see how other people within the industry, are, because as bud tenders or as someone who works within a dispensary, sometimes the experience can also feel very limiting. Um, while things are ever evolving, things are always changing in the cannabis industry. There are sometimes lulls where things do feel where things would probably, some people might say, a little bit boring, right? It's like, hey, look, give me something new, give me something to spice it up, right? And situations like this where you get to go ahead and meet other brands and see what's going on, what's on the cutting edge of the industry, I think is really something that I want to focus on a little bit more, especially moving forward with this channel, the brand, and everything like that. Uh, all we know is Heat Premium Cannabis Flower. Oh, here we go. So they have some of the GMO. Oh, this is one. Yeah, I really like this one. This one got me freaking wrecked. Look at that. Ooh. Look at that. Strain description, a new age staple, GMO, aka GMO. That's their garlic cookies. Yeah, see? Garlic, mushroom, onion. People, when, sometimes people have a misunderstanding, when strain names are called GMO. I've had a lot of people be like, yeah, I don't want nothing that's been, like, chemically altered. I'm like, no, GMO is just a strain name. Like, trust me, like, this is good shit, right? I would not recommend it if it was, like, treated with anything, you know. Look at that artwork. Look at that. That's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's go ahead and go back. The cereal milk. Oh here, let's do. There we go. I didn't get a chance to try that one. Kush milk. Oh, that one looks nice. Silk, whiteout, ayahuasca. I have had a chance to smoke this one right here. Look at that. All we know is heat. Got the chance to smoke that one with Chris, with good old Chris. Kush Mountains. I've smoked this one a long time ago. Cereal milk, thick baked cookies. Ha! CBX, better give me some of this. I want some of this thick baked cookies. Oh, right. Um, so how much time are we in on the stream? Mm. All right. We are 20. Okay, cool. I am really excited. We're going to go ahead and switch over to taking a hit out of. Where's my bong? 1 second, chat. That's awesome that you want to grow as a bud tender. Yeah, it's more than just growing as a bud tender, but it's also like um just doing what I know, right? That you take what you know, you take what you're passionate about, you take whatever it is, and you run with it, right? Like musicians, like I'm not saying that I'm an artist like a musician or anything like that, but in the same way that people take their time to study their craft, I think it's important for everybody to study their craft, right? And if it's like, dude, like, okay, I know how to provide the customer service, I know how to smoke weed, right? How do I provide customer service smoking weed, or how do I provide um, the ability to smoke weed while also providing customer service? How can those two terms be all encompassing? But yeah, thank you. That's one thing that we try. I gotta grab my bong, so give me 1 quick second. You guys would not believe it. I did the dumbest thing, right? I left my bong outside. I left my bong outside, y'all. Anybody could have just walked up and grabbed it. Anybody could have just stole it. I've had a lot of my bongs break on me, but never one stolen. I don't think. I had a pipe stolen. What's it gonna do? Shoot. Alright. So, we're gonna go ahead and take a rip out of this. Oh, so what I wanted to go ahead and show this right here. This cart is from a brand called Flavor Aid, right? And it's my understanding bam, they have a little sticker right there, but the going to spark a bowl of some lamb's breath. Hell yeah. That's a religious experiment right there, experience right there. Cheers. Cheers. Woo. Damn. That's gonna get me slumped. Since it's just me smoking, it's harder to disperse it out. With the boyos, you get a blunt going around, you take a couple of hits. I cleared a whole bong of some real top shelf stuff, and then now I'm over here hitting the vape a little bit. It's got me slumpy. Right. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna go ahead and switch scenes really quick. Are you guys going to be pushing more content? Yes, more on YouTube. We're going to be pushing more content now. Let me go ahead and switch over really quick. There we go. Right. We're going to go ahead and start pushing more content on YouTube. It's going to be... Why does that light keep popping off? I want that light to stay on. Skits. So here's the thing that I wanted to work on with the boys, right? I definitely feel like music is something that's important to all of us. I wanted to work on more content that either focuses on engaging with, creating, or going out and finding more music. I want to go to music festivals. I want us to go out and either make music or find just new ways of engaging with music. We all like comedy. I think we're all big fans of having a good laugh. I want us to do more skits and find ways to engage with like reels or like memes and things like that. I've been doing a lot of memes on the Instagram page. I want to do a lot more like showing us as the people, as actors, kind of thing, or in skits and other types of comedy. Um, Associated with that. Maybe going out to comedy shows or something like that. And then also, in terms of the weed content specific, things like this, I want to cover more articles. I want to cover more like, hey, look, just the general news. Maybe this doesn't necessarily have to be part of the main podcast. Obviously, I'm doing this right now because, it's just me solo doloing it right now. Until after Thanksgiving when we get back to the main type of podcast format. So I think there's a lot to be expected. Speaking of pushing more content, I'm hoping that this Saturday at this CBX event right here, I'm hoping that I can have a chance to talk with brand ambassadors. They need a comedy smoke lounge here in the 530. Dude, that's what I'm saying. So, like, let me get through this thought first. This event that's going to be happening, I want to ask some of the ambassadors there. Oh, I guess you guys can't see yet. This event that's going to be happening at CPX, I want to ask some of the brand ambassadors there basic questions like, hey, like I have, so and so with this brand. Why don't you guys tell me a little bit more about where this brand is from? What's up, Fizzle Gig? Thank you for joining us, dude. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you, thank you. Um, at this event, I want to ask the brand ambassadors, hey, this is so and so with this brand. Where are you guys located? Where are you guys from? And they'll say, oh, we're from this area, whatever, And it's like, hey, how has smoking, like how did you get involved with smoking, or how did you get involved with becoming a brand ambassador? Um, and then being like, oh, then being able to give a chance for them to give them story, their story and their chance to speak out, right? And then how has that brought you to different situations now, and what do you see yourself doing moving forward in cannabis, right? And then giving those ambassadors a chance to speak out, right? And it's just kind of reaching out to them in a way where it's just like, hey, look, uh, I'm just trying to get content. You're obviously a brand ambassador. You're trying to get your brand, that brand out there, more awareness. I'm a cannabis content creator. If I can make, content, give y'all a shout out, and if they're cool with it, they're cool with it. And if they're not, they're not. But I really want to try to push a lot more content like that while I have the chance over the weekend. Hopefully, I'm able to get a good type of like on body camera situation. But we'll see. Fizzle Geek said, I'm all moved back down into the Sacktown area. Hey, what's up? Yeah, well, we're gonna get a smoke sesh coming down. Now that you're back around. Um, and then with the comedy smoke lounge, so here in the 530, what the whole idea behind this, and then talkinghighculture.com. Actually, let me go ahead and pull it up right here. Boom. And sources. Nope, scenes. Web page 1. Cool. So the whole idea behind establishing like the storefront over here is to get the profit to put money back into this brand for sure, and to make sure that we have all the product and the gear that we need to take this podcast off to get this as an established channel, but also to get our own studio here in town, right? Or at least in this area. I would like to invest in a retail space that we would then be allowed to use, as a studio space for talking high culture after hours, right? And I've said this multiple times, on the podcast, but it's something that I want to keep making sure that I say out loud to manifest, and like that's what this right here, that's what the whole idea behind this brand is to facilitate. It's a vehicle for making sure that we get to those destinations. And it's like you got to take what you have around you. You got to take the resources that you have around you and build upon that. You can't just jump into a brand new place and expect to into this wide ocean and expect to just start swimming right away all the time, right? When you come with a proper plan, you definitely are able to handle that type of situation more. And then when it comes to this, I have the tool set. It's time that I start, go ahead and enacting it. This is one of the latest designs that we have, the Sailor Space Team, right? I hope that you guys really like this. It was generated through AI, right? I know that a lot of people are going to have a hot take on that, but, right now, I am more trying to find an artist that I can have touch up and redo this situation. Actually, I do know of one, and I should reach out now that I'm thinking of it and saying it out loud. Right. But I think it's pretty cool. We got the little logo on the back. I guess it doesn't zoom in past that. Right. The THC logo on the back. That bookmark, I can get it lower past 925. Don't mind that. It's just an experiment. We have backpacks. This is a pattern that we created. I got other ones. Some stickers, some hats. I'm trying to get these guys more stickers over here. A lot of people like this one, this think outside the blunt one, right? For some reason, whenever I set it to 25, it goes at $24.99. So I gotta fix that, right? I'm really excited to to come to continue through with this. Oh, so in that retail space, so here's the cool idea, right? Let me take a hit really quick, right? Let me take a hit to get through this thought. Okay, so the retail space that I would like to do is some type of arcade function, right? Some type of spot where during the day it's more like a community type spot, right? Where people of all ages can kind of come through and just have a spot to hang out. Uh, we lost new generation lanes, right? We don't have that bowling alley anymore. I'm not saying I'd like to have a bowling alley, but I am saying that I would like to have a spot that has an arcade. The mall arcade kind of sucks, not gonna lie, and then you got to go all the way out to Sac to have, a proper arcade experience. But like in the 530 in this area, we need something like that, right? Um, so if we were able to have like some type of arcade situation that is also able to actually act as a venue or a cafe diner, right? That's where my money was going to go into a retail space. I live in an area that's in front of a bar, and I would like to maybe sell maybe hot dogs, go up to tacos, something like that. Because restaurant or at least food service can be something that is able to generate a lot of capital in a short amount of time. Not a short amount of time, but like a lot of capital once you are able to establish, a streamlined type of process. And living in this area, I think that I'm able to kind of do like a hot dog cart type of situation. And people who are coming fresh out the bar, all boozed up, they definitely want to enjoy a hot dog. Anybody wants a hot dog, a freaking 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. They're freaking drunk or high if they're up, or on something if they're up and they want food. Like, come on, that's what we're doing at those crackhead hours. Is we're smoking weed, we're uh, doing our crackhead shit, and a hot dog really solves the problem in a lot of that situation. So you charge a couple bucks for a hot dog, right? And I did the math behind it. Even just like at a 20% profit, you can upgrade like hot dog carts to like the irons for tacos. Like taco truck would be a pretty big idea. But anyways, the whole idea is to get that stuff and get into a diner, get into a restaurant space or a venue, cafe, right? A little bit of arcade situation. Can't go wrong with the hot dog with bacon. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Just wrap it in some bacon, right? And a little bit of onions and tomatoes on there, and then do you want jalapenos? If they want jalapenos with the spice, right? They're like $5. I don't know. Maybe that's a lot to some people, but I paid about $5 for a lot of hot dogs, right? Um, anyways, so moving forward with that, the idea is to utilize that capital into that space, because I have friends who are musicians, Ricky and Logan. I want to be able to provide them a venue. I want to be able to provide them a space to be able to perform their music, and I want a spot for us to be able to smoke and hang, and have some cool LED lights and arcade stuff going on in the background. Like that's what I see on YouTube from the people that I follow. That I want to also emulate that vibe, right? Because it's a whole culture, right? It's talking high culture. There's a certain aesthetic that comes with smoking weed, that I think needs to be brought apart, to be brought up. And going into that whole arcade thing, another thing that solidifies us is gaming, right? We're gonna go ahead and move forward into gaming in a little bit because I pretty much talked as much as I could, right, for a good 45 minutes. And with the gaming, I'm gonna do a little smoking challenge with the gaming, right? Uh, I'm gonna play. I think I'm gonna play some Smash Bros. And online, and every single time I lose, I'm gonna take a hit, right? That might be what we end up doing. I don't know. Yikes, Yola. Um, Also, when it comes to like designing shirts and stuff like that, oh, the whole brand. I had another brand that I was working on. Um, Briefcase Taco used to work in Mirrorsville at the head shop. It's not a head shop. It's a cannabis dispensary, and yes, I am. Right. Um, I used to work at a head shop in Roseville, right? I used to sell heady glass and flip that stuff real big. Uh, that was the time, right? Um, there was like a whole wall, right, of just bongs, like just this big old wall of, you have like heady glass type bongs on the top, right? And you have some pretty cheap, like AliExpress type bongs on the bottom, right? Sorry, weed store. Yes, it is weed. Yeah, the weed store, exactly. But uh, that was probably one of my favorite jobs to like walk into. I mean, I love working with cannabis in the way that we are now, right? But like, just to see like a wall of glass, that was a different time. That was before the weed shop, right? And it was definitely what I think said, hey, look, maybe you can pursue a career, more in that direction, right? I definitely did some stuff in between, right? That wasn't necessarily in that direction, but now that I'm here, is propelling me in a way to say, hey, look, we can do something with this cannabis brand right here. We can do something with Talking High Culture. You can do anything with the logo, that says TC, and we could pump out a lot of good stuff. I definitely want to have a whole bunch of, not like too much stuff, but enough stuff for my community of fellow stoners to be able to enjoy. Like, again, a lot of people like this one right here, that Think Outside the Blunt, right? And then you got the THC molecule specifically. It's like, hey, look, like, this is the thing that binds us together. It's the logo of the channel. Scan the QR code right there, and then you'll take us to the links of the other stuff that we have going on if you want to follow us on Instagram and stuff. Uh, and I really appreciate, thank you, thank you for everybody so far for joining us right now. I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for chatting with us. All gas, fizzle gig, and briefcase. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for engaging right now. Yeah, I want to go ahead and move forward into a smoking challenge. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve to see me get high, and I want y'all to get high with me. So let me go ahead and prep one of the games. One of the games. All right. Much love from Oroville. There we go. Shout out Oroville. Orville Redenbacher. No, I'm just kidding. I know where Orville is. All right. Did not mean to move the camera. Right now, what I'm doing is I am switching out the game on the Switch. Ooh, I probably should have closed that game first. No, it's okay. Chris Scully. Grape Cake by Flavor Aid has been my go-to the past few days. That's what I got right here. Chris Scully, thank you for joining. It's Mr. Chris, the Christopher, the Christeezy Bleezy, Popcorn from Briefcase Taco. Christeezy Bleezy. I will say right now, see, this light keeps going off. Look at that. All right. Give me a second while I switch scenes. Podcast Smash. We are going to switch sources. Edit capture card. Deactivate, activate. Awesome. We're going to make sure our audio is good. Edit capture card. Okay. Is that too loud for you, chat? Do you still have a Nintendo 64? I do. I do still have a Nintendo 64. It's is it here? No, it's not. My Nintendo 64 is not here. It's in it's at my grandmother's house, right? But recently, so like I said, my Nintendo 64 is at my grandmother's house. But recently, I took a detour to a Goodwill and I picked up one of these like third-party Nintendo 64 controllers, right? Um, and it doesn't have like the full extensions like this like it normally does, but it still feels pretty good in the hand. I'm not gonna lie, right? And it was for $4, and it seems like everything's working just fine. It's pretty clean, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and bring my Nintendo 64 to the next podcast, so we're gonna try to figure out a way to set it up because I actually do have a couple of games for it, a couple of multiplayer games, and now I have 3 controllers I think for it. Yeah, so I do still have the Nintendo 64 to answer that very long question. We're gonna play Smash Brothers. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I gotta change the HDMI over here. Hold up. And whoa. There we go. So again, the challenge is I'm gonna play online, and every time I lose a life, or I guess every time I lose a match, I gotta take a hit. I will dominate everyone in GoldenEye on the 64, I swear, especially if we have the 64 controllers. Yeah, I know, Chris loves GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. I wasn't there for the interaction, but I was told that he was very excited about it. I had to get a little bit started. The small battlefield stage has been added in preferred rules. Take a blinker every time you lose a life. See, that's what I was thinking. It doesn't blink, but yeah, because if I take a bomb rip every single time I GoldenEye on 64 brings out the pre-trauma child in me. You know, the good years. I don't know, Chris. You grew up in Jersey. Alright, solo. I'm solo doloing it tonight, guys. And we're gonna pyrometer it. So, the other guys from the cast, they're definitely gonna know that I spam a lot. Oh, is it 4? Damn it. Ah! Ah! There we go. I'm actually doing. There we go. Finally. I'm already pretty lit. Ah! Dang it. There we go. Dang it. I wish I could still smoke. I had to quit from my job. Ah! Ah! Oh, there's items here? Oh, yeah, that's right. Alright, well, how did it go? It was them. Wish I could still smoke. Had to quit from my job. Couldn't keep using Vic P. The union caught onto that game. Plus, the company I work for hands out drug tests like candy. Goddamn. Well, no disrespect, but that sucks. Oh, wait. Did I hit rematch? I did not mean to do that. Well, I guess I'm doing it anyways. Well, nice little warm up, you know what I mean? Uh, there we go. I mean, even the computer's giving me a run for my money, kind of. It's waiting pretty much. It's waiting a long time for a match. Ah! There you go. It's taking a while. Here, yeah. I wonder if there's a way to get like make good enough money and got to keep the two kids fed. Can't tell them no juice because dad wants to smoke. For real, right? That's what I'm saying. Ooh. Format Smash 101. There we go. Stone. Yeah, like a 5-minute match. Alright, let's see if that helps. Here we go. Oh my god, I'm lit. I am pretty freaking stoned right now. I'm not gonna lie. Ah! Against the computer, dude. I don't know. If I have to keep fighting the computer, I might do something else. Because I'm not trying to just... Chris, hop up online. Chris, hop up online. I'm a fan of like the series, and I'm a fan of like Let's Plays of Resident Evil, but I can't play scary games, dude. Honestly, I'm a chicken. I'm a baby when it comes to like me experience scary stuff. I watch other people play it, you know what I mean? Something about like having. There we go. Something about having that, but like. Well, you know what? Actually, you know, nowadays, give me a minute. I was just kidding, Chris, man. You take your time, though. Oh, shoot. There we go. There we go. Oh, no. Wasted. Oh, it's a clone. It's the clone. Oh, no, wait. There's two of them now. Ah. Ah. There we go. Both of them at the same time. Ah. Ah. Okay. Ah! Ah! Take that! Take that! Ah! Sweet, finally got hit with the match. Oh, great, and it's Joker. Ah, is it? Ah, damn it. Ah. Dang it. Ah. Damn, I did that to myself. Hollow Knight? I have heard, but yeah, that's definitely a hard platformer. Speaking of platformers, can I play Mario? Honestly, I don't want to play against. Every time I lose a life here. Chris, you can let me know when you're online. That's fine, bro. But like. Oh. Technical difficulties. Oh yeah, I definitely should have closed the software, but like. Oh wait, is Chris online? Is that Chris? He just hopped in. Chris, you warm up. I'm gonna play Mario Bros for a little bit. I'm sorry, bro. You already hopped up in everything. Yeah, dude, for real. It was just, and he was playing as Joker, and he was doing the teabagging shit, and it's just like, dude, like, I don't like why you gotta do that. All right, you warm up in Smash Bros, and then I'll hop in a second. I gotta play a little bit of this Mario Wonder. I was playing as Peach. I'm gonna play as Mario just because it's Mario. They all play the same. This is supposedly like the first game where they do all play the same, right? All right, so the whole deal is I gotta take a hit every time I lose a life, right? That's what we're doing.
This place is intense.
Yeah, I know it's intense. go. Here we go. I am way too high for this. A game that doesn't care about your feelings, that's definitely my type of game, honestly. I'm not gonna play Pokemon on here, but that's a game that I've been liking a lot. I've been doing it competitive. The reason why I'm not gonna play it on here is because I have my own dedicated Pokemon channel. You can follow me on Maruko Games for that one. There we go. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Ah! 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 No, no, no! There we go. Damn it! Ah, I'm trying to get this flower. There we go. That's what I should have done. Oh my god. My son can figure out this game like so quickly. What the hell is going on? Oh my god. What the hell? What is going on? Whoa. Whoa. Ah. That is gross. What the freak? What the flip flop? What the flock snarn? Oh shoot! Damn. Oh.
Oh no!
Taking a hit. I see that I'm getting some screen tears, so give me a second. Um, I'm trying to fix the bit rate, because that's the reason why I'm getting the screen tear. But I don't think I can fix that while. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. If I start seeing the screen tear, again. Here, oh, safety bounce. This is the one I want to use. You should definitely try some of the Hollow Knight someday on your channel. I would tune in for that. Sorry for being on the game nuts, but no, that's fine. we definitely want to do talking high culture gaming. Where we get to explore like a lot more different types of games. You know, like all of us together. Uh, you know, that's what a lot of channels do. You know, they have like right away I got it. Oh, did I lose out on the flower? Is that what happens? That's what a lot of channels do. Is they have there we go. Subsections for gaming, and I think that video games are something that brings people together the same way that cannabis does, and that's the reason why it's such an important part of like the channel and what we do to get all together collectively. Um, you know, in addition to smoking weed, y'all are seeing me get high as hell tonight. Woo. There we go. There we go. There you go. Finally, I don't die with the freaking fireballs. There we go. All it takes is being a little bit patient. There we go. There we There we go.
Oh no!
Why? Why? One of the hardest games you played in recent years? I'm ashamed to admit this. Um, there we go. I wanted to say Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but honestly it wasn't that hard once I figured out like the leveling system. Alright. Whoosh! Yeah, I'd say like on its own, like as a one player experience, like a platformers like these guys like really frustrate me. So something like this has been one of the hardest games. Like it sounds ridiculous, but yeah, honestly. a whole bunch of platformers. Um, that's the reason why they're fun is because they're difficult. You know what I mean? I was having this conversation with another one of my coworkers earlier today, or was it yesterday? We were talking about it. Like that's what makes games fun is the fact like there's a little bit of challenge to it. You know, there's a little bit of like a little bit of anxiety involved in some cases, right? But yeah, I'd say this game's giving me a little bit of a run for money in some cases. There we go. But then again, like I'm only like freaking 2 worlds in. Like, what can I really say? When it comes to video games, nothing's really been that difficult. Um, Online play is always difficult. That's the thing is like competitive online play. Oh, yeah, that's what I needed. Com- yeah, I could see why regular Breath of the Wild could have gotten a little bit boring. Uh, I felt like the same a little bit after playing Tears of the Kingdom. I played Tears of the Kingdom first, and then I got Breath of the Wild on discount, and I was like, okay, like I can see why. After playing, especially after playing Tears of the Kingdom, you're like, okay, with Breath of the Wild, they could have done a lot better. Not that they could have done a lot better, but like, uh, there was a lot that was missing that they didn't end up putting in. Yeah, like their dungeon situation is it's not linear. It does it's a different type of game, I will say that, but like it's definitely not traditional Zelda. All right, I'm going to try this out. And hopefully I don't die. Hey, it's you. Climbed up all the way to the summit just to play with me. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Oh, of course.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah. Where's it going to leave me off? Oh, okay, cool. I should have tried a different badge. I like that this whole badge system in here. Oh, it's right here. There we go. One. Oh shit, he got that dark smoke in him. He's that dark kid. Oh, what is it? Ice? What is he doing? Ice again? There we go. All right. There we go. you know what? We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up there tonight, folks. Thank you for joining us on Talking High Culture. I got through the majority of what we need to get through. You know, the show must go on. I didn't want to just go ahead and leave everybody hanging, like in terms of like the chat, and then especially since we're moving over towards YouTube, and we're gonna try to clip this up. Good job. You have a wonderful night. It's getting late for. I'll tune in and again and try to Hollow Knight sometime. Yeah, definitely gonna try Hollow Knight. Thank you for joining. Briefcase Taco. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for joining the chat. Thank you, Fizzle Gig, and then thank you, All Gas No Breaks, for joining us today. Thank you, everybody else who joined us and did chat. Thank you so much for checking us out. Definitely always ever evolving content. We're switching over to YouTube. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, everything like that. Thanks so much for joining, y'all. We're gonna have more stuff on the storefront and more content coming out soon. So big things on the way. Thank you. Let's go ahead and stop the stream.